Hello, this is teacher Jacob, and this video is for 7th grade. Today we're going to study pages 49 and 50. It's about listening class and grammar class. So pay attention to this, and then you can understand what we're going to do. First, I need is this. It's mandatory because this is mandatory and this is like an obligation, more or less, obligation for you to write the date here on your page 49. So here, so today is, for example, today is Tuesday, May 26th. 2020. So you write May 26, 2020. Don't forget that. Let me explain to you in Spanish. Perhaps you understand. De aquí en adelante, como estamos en el siguiente periodo, es importante que todos los estudiantes como evidencia anoten aquí al final del libro la fecha de hoy. Hoy es mayo 26 del 2020. Entonces escriben aquí mayo 26 del 2020, porque más adelante vamos a tomar fotos de esas evidencias de que yo hice la página 26 listening skill. Listo, no hay que enviarla todavía. Esas evidencias las vamos a tomar en July, en julio o August, ¿sí? Algunos de esos 2 meses. Entonces, importante escribir la fecha. Si no tengo el libro, pues no sé cómo va a ser, pero me avisa en cada caso, pero puede anotarlo en su cuaderno. Aquí, por ejemplo, anota May 26, 2020 y va a escribir las respuestas. Entonces vamos a hacer el ejercicio de listening and then you write the activity. Okay? You got it this? All right. Remember, listening part, listening skill, listening is it's necessary for you if you want to understand listening class. Listening class is like a mandatory, it's like an obligation. It is like one of the best exercises for you to improving, especially a speaking skill. So remember, listening is excellent for you. So what we're gonna do in this this page is making listening comprehension. So you're going to listen carefully, and then you have to answer. You have to answer exercise 1, 2, and 3, and 4 too. Let me see. Look, listening a traditional story. 1. Working pairs invent a story using the elements in the picture. So you're going to imagine a story according to this. So once upon a time, there was a baby who talks to the donkey, and whatever you want to create is your imagination. Now, lesson number 2, exercise number 2. Listen to a traditional Native American story. Say whether or not your story is similar or different. It's similar. Your story is similar, okay? So listen to this. So number 1, you're going to listen, and according to your story, you say, yes, it's a little similar. In Colombia, there are many tents because there are many Indian people. Well, I don't know this story. So listening, go to the listening number 2, exercise 2. Listen to a traditional Native American story. Say whether or not your story is similar. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Listen carefully. Once upon a time, a chief wife had a baby. The people of the tribe danced and sang. When they heard news, the grandmother of the boy gave her daughter a donkey. He is a donkey, patient and strong. He carried your son, she said. When the boy was 2 years old, his parents decided to go on a trip. A donkey is not good enough for my son, the father said. He put the boy on his bed's pony. The donkey carried the tent. He said, but the donkey got angry when the chief's wife put the tent on it. It jumped and kicked and didn't stop. When she put the boy on the donkey, it was quiet again. The next day, an enemy tribe attacks them. After a long battle, the enemy ran away. The chief looked around and said, where is the donkey with our boy? The parents looked everywhere, but didn't find them. They went back to the village very sad. When they got home, the donkey was there with the boy who was sleeping peacefully. Right? Good? So is the story similar like yours? Is this a story, the story that you create, it's similar? Exercise 2, yes or not? Let's go to the exercise number 3. Listen carefully and answer. Listen again and underline the correct answer the questions. Who gave the donkey as a gift? The chief, the chief's wife, the boy's grandmother. Remember, listening comprehension. You need to listen and then B. How old was the boy when he went on the trip? 2, 3, or 4. C. What did the chief want the donkey to carry it? The boy, the tent, the boy's grandmother. Okay? D. Why was the donkey angry? He wanted to carry the boy because of the water, because of the bottle, because the tent was heavy. E. Where were the boy and the monkey after the bottle? A. At home. 2. On the battlefield. 3. With the pony. All right? Work in pairs. Mark the words the best. Describe the donkey in the story. Give reasons. Proud, honorable. So how's the donkey? The donkey, exercise 4 is proud, horrible, productive, loyal. Okay? So listen again and answer. Remember, very slow, and then you can complete this. 1, 2, 3. Once upon a time, a chief's wife had a baby boy. The people of the tribe dance and sang when they hear the news. The grandmother of the boy gave her daughter a donkey. He's a good donkey, patient, strong. He carried your son, she said. When the boy was 2 years old, his parents decided to go on a trip. A donkey is not good Enough for my son, the father said. He put the boy on his best pony. The donkey can carry the tent, he said. But the donkey got angry when the chief's wife put the tent on it. He jumped and kicked and didn't stop. When she put the boy on the donkey, he was quiet again. The next day, an enemy tribe attacked them. After a long battle, the enemy ran away. The chief looked around and said, "Where is the donkey with our boy?" The parents looked everywhere, but didn't find them. They went back to their village very sad. When they got home, the donkey was with their boy, who was sleeping peacefully. That is the end. Okay, now let me put pause and then we continue. Hold one more time. Now let's go to page 20. It is a little similar to this because it refers also to the lesson and the story. Okay, so let's go this part in Spanish because it's grammar class. Okay, so pay attention to this and go. Come on, let's do it. Grammar class. Past tense time clause with when. So first of all, you need to understand this. When, let me explain to you in Spanish. La palabra when, ¿cierto? Quiere decir cuando. Entonces, generalmente usamos la palabra when cuando hacemos preguntas. When or when's your birthday? When do you go to somewhere? ¿Sí? Eso por un lado. Pero ahora en este tema de gramática nos dicen que es the past times clause with time plus. En otras palabras, when lo utilizamos para hacer preguntas, pero también podemos usarlo para unir, connect, o en inglés le llamamos conectores, connectors. O sea, para unir oraciones, no necesariamente para hacer preguntas, sino para hacer oraciones afirmativas o negativas, puede ser. Entonces, siempre que hablemos en pasado, pues podemos utilizar la palabra when. Hay dos pronunciaciones, una es when y el otro es who. When o when. Okay, majority of the people say when, cuando. All right? So, according to this, nos están diciendo que la palabra when la utilizamos para hacer esas uniones entre las oraciones. Por ejemplo, cuando yo digo when I was a child, entonces cuando yo era un niño, ahí no estoy haciendo pregunta. Uno por ese lado. Estoy haciendo una afirmación y también estoy utilizando la palabra was. ¿Cierto? Entonces, la palabra when la vamos a usar para conectores en esos casos, ¿sí? When I was a child, I studied very hard. Entonces, when I was a child, punto, o coma, it depends. A continue point. Wow, well, let's make in a comma. When I was a child, I studied very hard. ¿Sí? Cuando yo era niño, yo estudiaba muy duro. Entonces, esta es una oración y esta es otra oración. Y las unimos con la palabra when. O sea que estas dos hacen referencia al mismo tema. En este caso de child. When I was a child, cuando yo era, o sea, cuando yo era niño, yo estudiaba. Estamos refiriéndonos a este personaje yo. ¿Sí? Que aquí es yo, yo. Entonces usamos y unimos la frase de when I was a child con I studied very hard. And that's what it refers on page 50, that you understand when it's necessary to have when to connect phrases of sentences. For example, activity 1, you noted this. Read the tracks, read the story, look at the story, and we need it's to create the story, and then we can understand that. All right, so number 1. Let me make an example. Picture number 1 here, an example using when. When you say, when I was washing, or when I was catching a fish, yes, I remembered I felt down the river. You notice this? You're making connections, one phrase to the other phrase. So people of the tribe danced and sang. In this part, for example, people of the tribe danced and sang when, you see this connector here, when the boy was 2 years old. So according to this, what you need to do is making these phrases. Number 2, complete the rules. When the main clause comes first, don't use a comma. Okay, when it's first, we use comma. Okay, in this case, we use comma. When the time clause with when comes first, we use don't use a comma. So we don't use the comma. Underline the options that happen in the first sentence in activity 1. Let's go to this. Write the exercise 4. So you need to complete the exercise 4. This 4 is for you. So this is like what you need to do in your house. So let me see. Write sentences using pronouns with the clause using commas as needed. When villagers meet, baby, they celebrate. So this is an example. When the villagers met the baby, they celebrate. When. Remember, it's this connection to the past tense. So it's necessary also to pass all the phrases in the past tense. Es importante que en el ejercicio 4 todas las oraciones las hagamos en pasado. Entonces el verbo, por ejemplo, de la B, donde dice chief, be unhappy, when he, see, ese sí tiene que pasarlo a pasado, que en este caso sería so. All right, so, and that's the story, and that's all for today. That's what you need to understand about when, and when it's when is W questions, but also is a connector. Connector when you join a phrase, and especially in the past tense. Notice that it's using for the past tense. So that's why you need to understand this unit. Is very important to know verbs in past tense, especially regular or irregular verbs in past tense. So keep in mind that I need to memorize, I need to study verbs in the past tense, because I have to write and it's necessary use when. All right, so that is the class for today. So bye bye, see you next class, bye bye.